I've never seen that.
I have Marathon Man. That's a great movie. You know, we're gonna have to watch one of these movies one of these days. But, dude, have you ever? We still have to watch Being There with Peter Sellers' last movie.
Oh, I do want to see that.
Dude, we have to see that movie.
That does sound like
that is the most. I don't know. The first half hour of the movie, it's just so bizarre, and then when I guess like the movie actually starts,
whatever that blooper at the end in the credits.
He's like, you tell that honky. And he couldn't keep a straight face.
Yeah. The message was, you tell that honky that I will.
Like beat his ass or something like that. He couldn't keep a straight face.
No. Who... This might seem like a sporadic episode, but
yeah,
if you watch, I mean, I hope anybody can find things, little nuggets of wisdom, or at least it's nice to see two people trying to be honest and try to find purpose in the world, which I think is the root.
That's the purpose of this podcast.
Yeah,
yes.
but also like...
And a little bit of art, a little bit of movies.
Exactly, but
a little bit of life
I feel
lessons.
like most people would be like, okay, these guys are talking about movies, but what is Peter Sellers most known for? Because I know the name, but I can't...
I mean...
Put a finger on what I've
probably...
seen him in.
I'm going to probably say Dr. Strangelove, because he plays 3 people. So he plays Dr. Strangelove. He plays Dr. Strangelove. He plays a British, not a soldier, but he's like the assistant to. He's a soldier, but he's like an assistant. And then he plays the president.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I immediately know exactly who you're talking about.
That's and then
that's Kubrick, right?
Yeah, and then he was also in Lolita. There's this one
He was in Lolita.
Lolita, yeah, the original one.
The
Kubrick one. Have you seen the?
I don't know what that was. I thought you were talking about the Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, no.
Lolita.
Lolita.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Lolita.
That's
Which is it was supposed to be like the most controversial book of that time period. I forget when it came out, but
why? What?
It's about a grown man having
affair with a child.
Well, wanting to have an affair with a child. So yeah.
Well.
It was very scandalous.
I never read the book, but...
I haven't either, but apparently it's very scandalous. The movie...
Leon the Professional?
Dude, what a great movie.
What a great movie. Which
Gary
actually,
Oldman,
I was just about to say, I wish, I know...
And Drexel from True Romance.
Yeah,
dude, he stole the movie.
So I was thinking this just because I marathon
one of my
Harry
favorite
Potter.
actors.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
And he's still good, but I feel like
he went from one of the greatest. Everyone says John Cazale, or I think it's John Cazale, the guy.
I would have said Cazale.
Cazale.
You're probably right.
Cazale. I don't know. But the guy that was in all of the Godfather movies except the third one.
Well, he was in 4
Dog
movies.
Day After 4 or 5, and they all were nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah. Every movie.
They consider him the greatest supporting actor of all time. Right behind him, I say Gary Oldman is number 2. At least for me, Gary Oldman's number 2 for me. I love Gary Oldman. In Leon the Professional, he's great in The Fifth Element. Amazing as Drexel. He's amazing at Air Force One. Dude, everything I got.
Well, I mean, even the scenes you showed me, which I haven't seen, but Sid and Nancy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's like the one American actor in Harry Potter.
British.
He's British?
He's British. You never heard the guy talk? He's like the most British guy you can ever hear.
Somebody must have.
He's just that good that he thought he was American.
Yeah. But now he won. I didn't see it, but he won for Churchill, right?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, I
kind of.
Well, after he won the Oscar, well, he got nominated for. I think he got nominated for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
He did,
which
and I know
saw.
A lot of people thought.
It was.
I hear it's.
To me, it was kind of boring.
That's what I've heard, because it's like
boring.
It's a very long movie.
It's like 2.5 hours, I think.
I hear everybody's good in it, but it just doesn't go anywhere.
It's kind of like me with Killing Him Softly with Brad Pitt and
Which
and what's his name from Sopranos?
you didn't James Gandolfini.
Gandolfini, yeah.
Which you didn't like that, right?
I thought it was kind of boring.
Was it John and Taj who liked it?
I don't know, but I just thought
recently was talking to somebody who was just like, I really liked it.
I thought it was a little boring.
It was the same thing. It just seemed a little purposeless.
Yeah, it just kept going and going and going.
But I have heard that about Tinker Tailor. I feel like almost like Johnny Depp. I don't know if it's just something actors who become successful being a chameleon fall into. And obviously he's old now. But I feel like
Dude, he was great as Dracula too.
he was so good.
I loved him as
so good.
I loved him as Dracula.
He's fantastic. He's so good.
Also, underrated movie. And I know a lot of people hated on that movie. Back in the day, the practical effects.
I was about to say the practical
shadows,
effects,
everything,
and I mean it's Francis Ford Coppola,
and it's so good.
It's weird. I don't know. I mean, you'll know, so people might think this is interesting. But what is the? He went old school with like the layering.
Everything, yeah. How is
that done? Is that film on top of film or?
I
don't know the shots I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking. I have no idea how they did it.
Yeah,
I know it like in one of my favorite movies of all time, probably in my top 10, The Thing. The scene,
so good.
The scene where they find the alien ship for the first time. I listened to a documentary, them talking about it and all the crazy things they did. But what I remember them talking about is. It sounds like how they used to do it back in the day is they would actually physically draw out the spaceship, and then they did like a composite where they had the painting or like the picture or whatever,
right?
And the frame that they filmed, and they would put it together, and it would make they would almost like on top of each other, and they would make a piece of film, like a new piece of film with that composite on it. And just the again, this is artistry under fire. Just the artistry of all the old school ways of filming. I still think to this day The Thing looks better than 99% of the movies made today, and that was made back in like the early 80s. And then the practical effects of
might have been a year
aliens and monsters,
half ago or so, huh?
The aliens and monsters. Oh, the practical effects that they did. With the aliens and monsters and the thing. Absolutely insane.
I thought you were naming some movie or something I didn't know about. Yeah, no, because that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if you saw the. Did you see the prequel?
I did. It was okay.
Which was fun as a sci-fi and like story-wise.
It was
actually kind of fun to see, like leading up to it.
If I recall correctly, it was so like in The Thing.
I only saw it like a year and a half ago.
So in the original thing, the original thing was made in the 50s. The sequel, the remake in the 80s.
Yeah. Carpenter's thing.
Yeah, Carpenter's thing.
I want to see Carpenter's thing.
The remake that was made like 10 years ago, or however.
It was a prequel. Yeah,
was the story of the people that Kurt Russell found.
Yeah. So it actually does lead up,
which is kind of cool,
directly to it, which is cool. But point being, just to finish the point through it, is you see a lot of crazy shit in that. Everything in, not the original thing, Carpenter's thing, those visuals are way more unsettling than any of this CGI they showed. Even though that looked crazier.
Yeah.
When you see somebody, I mean, obviously prosthetics, but when there's actually a chest and things going crazy and everybody's in the room.
Like Alien.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, my God.
When people didn't know on set about the chest burst scene.
Yeah. No one, yeah.
Which is fucking crazy.
The only one that knew about it was
the dude
John Hurt.
Was, rigged
and
up.
All of the reactions from them, they got sprayed with blood.
Yeah.
And it was totally their actual reaction to, oh my God, what just happened?
Right.
And it is such a genius move to do, not telling the actors. And I
feel like they don't do that too often in film
have
anymore.
the special edition on DVD, and I listened to, I think it was Sigourney Weaver, that was talking, and she was saying that when she signed on to it, and all the other actors signed on to it, they thought that this was just kind of like a B movie because it's just a set. All it is, it's set. It's very simple.
Alien. I mean, did you ever see the test footage of when the guy was doing the crab walking? It looked so stupid, but they were like. I mean, props, but you're right. If you were an actor signing on to that movie, it's literally just called Alien.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's an alien, and you're on a ship. I would think you'd be signing up for a B movie.
I think, again, in that conversation that they were having during the interview, they were saying how very quickly did they realize that this was not a B movie. That this is
something different or new.
Yes. Dude, I still think to this day the best photographed film of all time is Alien. The visual style, the effects, practical effects.
I need to re-see it. It has been a little bit, but yeah, I would say so.
It's my favorite shot film ever.
Because honestly, I mean, it's a tall dude. Wasn't it the same guy who was in the suit for Predator? No?
I don't know
Maybe
about
not.
that. I don't know about that.
Maybe not. Did you know the original Predator?
Jean-Claude! And it was like, looked like a giraffe.
Right. It looked so ridiculous. And they were like, you know what? Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It's not gonna work.
Go do the split somewhere else.
Do you know who came up with the idea of the Predator?
No.
So the artist that actually,
I was about to say, yeah, it's not
the artist actually who actually drew the Predator.
What the look with like
the mandible.
Yeah.
So if I recall again, the guy that did the artwork for that for Predator also did, I think, for Terminator or Terminator 2, or
I could see that.
Somehow he was working with James Cameron, but James Cameron was on an airplane with the guy, and he's like, "Oh, what are you working on?" He's like, "I'm this one movie called Predator. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the alien." And he's like,
"It's still that original look was fucking stupid."
And then he's like,
yeah.
"I've never seen anything with mandibles," is all he said, and he made the Predator.
Which was cool to show, just like, you know, the sleek mask, but then just to go like insect.
Yeah.
Like strange, like.
Well, I want to know. It sounds like when the Predator takes off his mask and like roars at Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I'm trying to still figure out what is that like a combination between like a pig and a lion and something else? I'm trying to figure out that.
That would be interesting because obviously it was something, because this is another fun movie fact, which when I was at the Tiger Ranch when I first went there, I told it to them, and I'm surprised they didn't know. But did you know in Lion King, the lion roars are tiger roars?
I'm assuming because the tiger roars are more loud.
They sound stronger. A lion roars like vroom, vroom, vroom. Like that's just what they sound like. But a tiger roar is stronger.
A legit roar.
Yeah. So that's that.
If the tiger, I mean,
you like the bed over there, Ripley?
If the lion isn't banging, it's like a.
I mean, they make that sound
when nature calls.
But so yeah, I don't know what. Obviously, I always liked the roar of like the old school Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's twisted and dragging industrial metal.
Really?
And when I worked at the warehouse at Aldi's, every once in a while,
You'd hear it?
I'd hear it, and I would just be like,
Godzilla?
Gojira.